Ships at a distance have every man's wish on board. For some, they come in with the tide. For others, they sail forever on the horizon, never out of sight, never landing, until the watcher turns his eyes away in resignation, his dreams mocked by death and time. That is the life of men. Now, women forget all those things they don't want to remember and remember everything they don't want to forget. The dream is the truth. Then they act and do accordingly. So, the beginning of this was a woman, and she had come back from burying the dead. Not the dead as sick and ailing, with friends at the pillow and feet. She had come back from the sodden and the bloated, the sudden dead, their eyes flung wide open in judgment. The people all saw her because it was sundown. The sun was gone, but he left his footprints in the sky. It was a time for sitting on porches beside the road. It was time to hear things and talk. These sitters had been tongueless, earless, eyeless conveniences all day long. Mules and other brutes had occupied their skins. But now the sun and the boss man were gone, so the skins felt powerful and human. They became lords of sound and lesser things. They passed nations through their mouths. They sat in judgment. Seeing the woman as she was made them remember the envy they had stored up from other times. So they chewed up the back parts of their minds and swallowed with relish. They made burning statements with questions and killing tools out of laughs. It was mass cruelty, a mood come alive, words walking without masters, walking all together like harmony in a song. What's she doing coming back here in them overalls? Can't she find no dress to put on? Where's that blue satin dress she left here in? Where's all that money her husband took and died and left her? What that old 40-year-old woman doing with her hair swinging down her back like some young gal? Where she left that young lad of a boy she went off with? Thought she was gonna marry. Where he left her. What he done with all her money? Betcha he off with some gal so young she ain't even got no hairs. Why don't she stay in her own class? When she got to where they were, she turned her face on the banderlog and spoke. They scrambled a noisy, "Good evening," and left their mouths setting open and their ears full of hope. Her speech was pleasant enough, but she kept walking straight on to her gate. The porch couldn't talk for looking. The nameless woman we're going to learn in about 2 or 3 pages is Janie. And it was Janie Crawford originally, and then her last name will change twice during the narrative as she ages from 16 to 40 and tells her story to her best friend Phoebe. The book is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. And it's about a woman who takes chances and learns that each chance comes with a challenge. And the final challenge is she's forced to make a decision none of us would ever want to make. and take an action none of us would ever want to take. And the narrator puts it as simple as this: it was the meanest moment of eternity. And if this book touches you anywhere near as much as it did me when I was 23, and I've read it since and since and since, and I still agree, it was the meanest moment of eternity. The book is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, published in 1937. What I think is one of the great books of literature, one of the great books of American literature, one of the great books of African American literature. This is Moraine Reads. My name is Joe Malarkey, and I'm from the library. Take a look. You won't regret it.